Hey guys, my name is Kris Barocsi. Welcome to Gear Corner. Today I bring you the battle of the most hyped dual overdrive pedals. This is real. This is happening right now. Let's shoot out some of the absolute best dual overdrives. The King Tone Duellist, the Cornerstone Gladio, the Analogman King of Tone, the Honeybee Amps Double Trouble, the Coppersound Foxcatcher, and the secret weapon, the Kasleder Toxic Twins. First, I'll go through the pedals and show you what their two sides do, since we're talking about dual-sided overdrives, and I'll give you a few tones with my favorite settings. Then, in the second round, I'll set the pedals to give me a similar tone and play the same thing to see how they compare. Now, these are not at all clones of each other, so don't expect them to sound the same, which is great. Actually, that's exactly what I want to hear. I want to hear the differences between these pedals. This is my clean tone guitar straight into amp. I've not been this excited about a video in a long time, so let's do this. In case you enjoyed the video, hit like and subscribe to the channel. That would be awesome. And if you want to know more about the gear I'm using today, check out the description box. Under the video, you'll find all sorts of useful infos and timestamps too. The first pedal is going to be the Cornerstone Gladio. I just released a video on this pedal, so I will not get into it too deep this time. In case you missed the video, you can find the link in the description box below. The left side is a very dynamic and smooth overdrive that's very touch sensitive too. And the right side gives you a hard clipping, mid-heavier and vocal tone. This is the only Dumble style overdrive today, so I expect this pedal to sound the most different than the others. Next one is the Honeybee Amps Double Trouble. If you follow my channel, you've heard this pedal a lot since last year. It's a very much Stevie Ray Vaughan inspired piece of gear, which makes it a perfect match for single coil loaded guitars. It's really interesting upper mid-range, and the sparkle, this chimey sparkle on top, makes this stand out. The right side is called Clean Drive, and that describes the tone perfectly. The left side is a heavily modified sort of Droop Screamer-esque drive, and it's called the SRV Land. It gives you that chunky Texas blues tone. I'm really looking forward to playing this next one because this is not my pedal. So it's relatively new for me and I'm getting to know it, and it's gonna be the King Tone The Duellist. By the way, I borrowed this pedal from my brother from another mother, Guillaume, co-host on the Thomas Guitars and Basses channel. It's his pedal and he was kind enough to lend it for like a week or something. So Guillaume, you're the man, and you guys should check out his Instagram profile. He posts fun guitar playing stuff every now and then. It's a cool profile, check him out. The right side is called the String Singer, and it's a tube screamery side, but it sounds way fuller and way glassier than the green pedal, especially in the glass setting on the mini toggle. The left side is called Heavy Hand, and it's the first blues breaker style overdrive today in this video. It's a very versatile pedal with the 3 voicings per side and additional dip switches inside for different clipping modes, more or less gain, and more bass for the string singer side. Analogman King of Tone. I don't even know if I have to say anything about this pedal. It's a modern classic and people are waiting for years to get one. This is the only pedal in this video where both sides are identical. Both offer 3 different modes: clean boost, overdrive, and distortion, and you can stack them any way you like it. That makes the pedal obviously super versatile. Even though it's based on a Marshall Bluesbreaker pedal, they pretty much changed everything in the circuit, and you can definitely hear that. It has a slight mid-hump, a very balanced tone, and a serious amount of very tight and controlled bass. KOT, KOT. Next one is the Kasleder Toxic Twins. This was a huge surprise for me. I tested a Kasleder pedal a little while ago. It was the Time Trap analog delay. I loved it, and actually it's still on my board. It's really good. But this is the first overdrive pedal I get to play from Kasleder, and my jaw literally dropped when I first plugged it in. This is the closest thing to the King of Tone I've ever played. It gets even closer than the Prince of Tone, and I'm not only talking about hitting one power chord and which pedal will sound identical to the King of Tone. I'm not talking about it. It's about the feel, like how the note blooms and how compressed it is and the amount of drive, the type of sparkle or glassiness or whatever, everything that makes the King of Tone the King of Tone. It's not only its EQ, it's the way it reacts to your guitar playing. This pedal, the Toxic Twins, brings me that King of Tone vibe most out of all the pedals. Which is interesting because it doesn't have two identical sides, so it's really not a clone. Its left side is more of a blues breaker kind of circuit, and the right side is more of a tube screamer circuit. So those are different sounding sides. But if you use the left side blues breaker side for the lower gain tones, or you stack both sides for higher gain, it's just such a good blues and rock tone. It has dip switches inside for different clipping options and everything. It's a lot to it. Just let me know in the comments if you want to see a full video on the Toxic Twins. Last but not least, the Coppersound Foxcatcher. I discovered this pedal at the NAMM Show 2018, and it was definitely a love at first sight. It just has a very clear tone, and it manages to make every guitar sound just a bit prettier. It's a very dynamic and very low gain pedal if you only use the overdrive side, which is the left side. The right switch engages a clean boost, which can be in front of the overdrive for more gain or after the overdrive for a volume boost. And now the second round, the comparison. As told, most of these pedals will sound different. This round might help those who want to understand these pedals better, and of course those who might want to get one of these and just want to figure out which one fits their taste best. My conclusion: instead of telling you over and over again how great these pedals are, I want to focus on which is best for certain styles, players, and just guitar tones. If we're into proper big rock tones, out of this bunch, probably the King of Tone and the Toxic Twins are your best choice. These will have definitely enough gain, especially if you stack the two sides. These two pedals have the tightest low end and they don't have a crazy mid hump. If you're after a low to medium gain, super pretty and sparkly single coil tone, like Stevie Ray Vaughan and David Gilmour, etc., the Double Trouble, the Duellist, and the Foxcatcher are just ridiculous. If you want a very dynamic yet round and smooth tone that never gets too shrill, the Gladio is probably your best choice. And if you're after a drive pedal that's not always instantly recognizable, it just sounds great, but it sort of lets your playing style and your guitar stand in the spotlight. In my opinion, the best pedals for that are the King of Tone and the Toxic Twins, which have the least amount of recognizable and crazy mid hump. And now a few rapid fire bullet points. Which pedal has the most amount of bass? The Foxcatcher and the King of Tone. Which pedal has the least amount of bass? The Duellist. Most similar to the King of Tone? As told, the Toxic Twins. Most spongy and glassy tone? Double Trouble, Duellist, and Foxcatcher. Most unique mid-range? Gladio. Most dynamic pedal? The Gladio and the Foxcatcher. Most amount of gain? King of Tone and Toxic Twins. And the least amount of gain? The Foxcatcher. I'm really looking forward to seeing your comments below. Let me know what you think about the pedals, which one was your favorite, for what kind of guitars would you use these pedals, because they do sound very different if you play them with a humbucker, loaded guitar, or with single coils, etc. Meet you down there in the comment section and see you next week in a new video. I'll be back. Bye bye.